With this video, we will be doing Nicki Minaj Apple Music interview, and if you want to help this channel and the content that we're making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. And if you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. And the only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go. Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
Man, this is the Ebro Show, and we are
The Ebro
so
Show.
honored to have a very, very special friend of mine. Somebody I consider a friend in the game. I don't get to see her a lot because she living her life and being amazing. Her name is Nicki Minaj.
How are you, Ibrahim?
We haven't sat down in.
Oh, you know what I seen too? Before we go into that, I seen yesterday. I'm just strolling through Instagram. Nicki popped up. She's on like the Colbert Show or whatever that guy named.
Colbert.
Yeah, she's on that show. So I think it should be out probably today. But we definitely gonna check it out. She was in there with the Chanel scarf on. You know, she stayed with the Chanel scarf
Stay
on.
with the Chanel.
Years.
Right.
But it's been 5 years since the last album.
That's right.
But so much great things have happened for
Time.
in that 5 years outside of music. And I want to try to hear from you on those things,
Okay.
if possible. A lot of that you gave us in the album, too. You let us in.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to start there because the
Chanel
way the
show.
album
Official
starts,
she
Pink
got
Friday
on. I
2,
never say that.
you start with a very emotional song. I feel like I heard you speaking to your son in that song and really sharing some things that you want him to absorb.
I feel like he's starting his interview the same way Joe Budden did. Joe Budden did this already. You know what I'm saying? Give us something different. I know you seen the Joe Budden's interview. Give us something different.
Yeah, I want that new energy.
Yeah, this is the same way Joe Budden's. The first song was emotional, then these guys crazy.
Later on, can you give us more insight on that?
No, you know what? Okay.
Something
The
about that
first
blonde
verse-
hair.
And you're talking about Are You Going Already, the first
That's
one,
right,
right?
first record.
The first verse is me speaking to my father. My father just passed. So right after I had the baby, and it was during Corona, and nobody knew what was going on. And so I didn't want to let nannies in my home to be leaving, and I didn't want to let anyone living in my home. And, you know, because with the baby, it was like, we didn't know what was happening. At that time, we had to protect the baby from everything and everyone.
Over everything.
And that reminded me of a song we reacted to with her husband. She was like, you bitches better be glad I can't find a nanny because I don't trust bitches. I forgot what song that was. But she's talking. That's what remind me of. Like, I couldn't find a nanny.
Couldn't find a nanny. But you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. During that time when the vid was out,
Yeah.
I didn't let my daughter around nobody. Like, period.
Daycare? Nah, you do the daycare.
Nah.
Man, look at her.
That's why I was like, nah, bro, because it was too much going on. And the crazy thing, I said that to say this. I didn't let her around nobody. The environment was good. I go out and then I get sick and then she had to be away.
That's crazy.
And that's why I'm like, I could feel her talking about no nannies and nothing. Because you can't control anything outside your realm. You only know what's happening in there.
I mean, if you could even do that, you're in a blessed position because most time both parents got to work. So it's not, we don't really have the option of like, okay, one person going to stay home and one person go to work because these jobs and the money given out, it's hard for one person to try to carry the whole household. Like people need help these days. So she's in a blessed position that she could just say, stay away from nannies. Because most of the time in our community, before the baby,
figure it out.
1 month, you know what I mean? When that maternal leave, what they get like 6 to 8 weeks.
That's
baby,
about it.
That baby got to be somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
So one day I was rocking the baby in the rocking chair in his room. And I do not normally even have the phone on me when I'm rocking him. Because at that time, I was mad strict, like, oh, that bass is going to get in my child. Don't put the phone on my child. Like, I was. But anyway, that day, as I'm rocking him, the phone rings. I look down, see I see it's my father. I normally would not have picked up. I promise you. I would have said, okay, because I don't like to be on the phone with the baby there. And I'm putting him to sleep. I would have called him back. But anyway, something said, pick up the phone. And I picked up. He was very happy. And he was like, baby, I could come on Monday, because he had been waiting to be able to come to Cali to help me. And I kept on saying, like, just, like, whatever. So he wasn't really happy. But I knew that when he came to be with us, we were going to be happy. Like, he is an amazing, great Trinidadian chef and just a great person. Like, one of those party people, like, whatever, lives up the whole house. So anyway, that was Friday. He said he wanted to come on Monday. And we were so happy. I was like, yes, we were going to get help. And then we went to bed. And sometime late while we were all asleep, the phone rang, and it was my mother telling me that my father was in an accident and that she didn't know what was going to happen and she would call me back. And then everything started
First noise you
spinning,
made.
like literally, because now also I just had my baby, so I'm already hypersensitive, with everything. So to get that call, and it's the exact replica of a call, no lie, and I'm not gonna get too into that either. I had like about 4 or 5 dreams about it, but it was the exact replica of one particular dream I had about this. But the person was saying, such and such, your mom, we're gonna call you back and let you know how it went. But this happened, this call now is with my father, and I'm like, wait a minute, I dreamt this. But I remembered in the dream, I didn't get the call back. I didn't remember how it ended. So I opened the album with saying, you never got to meet Papa. He's sweet proper. He keep Mama on my toes. So I call my son Papa Bear. Right. So I'm telling my father, you never got to meet Papa. And then I begin to explain the time from my mother first calling me, telling me he was in an accident, to her calling me, telling me that he didn't make it. So I'm like,
I'm glad, like, in the interview, she was explaining that, because when we reacted to the album and I heard that song, I didn't get all that from the song, because I didn't know the backstory all the way completely of Nicki, what happened to her dad. I knew her dad had passed. I didn't know it was right between when her son died, so all the dots wasn't connected. I'm glad that she connected the dots so I can understand it, because it makes the song a whole lot tougher. It's not just a filler song. It's something with a whole bunch of meaning. Probably the most meaningful song on the album to her.
Yeah, and like, I knew that she had mentioned in another interview that he passed, like, trying to get
Joe
there.
Buttons. But
I didn't realize the timestamp. You know what I'm saying? Originally it just sounded like it was a unfortunate incident and he was gone. But, like, even how she explained it here, like, it was some time that went through in hopes that he would make it. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
You get a lot out of these interviews.
Yeah, definitely.
The waiting, the pacing, the raving, all of this stuff, and then at the end I'm like, I just believed you to waken, a memory in the making. Call me, won't you call me? Won't you? Are you gone already? Because I couldn't believe so fast from accident gone.
And y'all was just on the phone.
A few hours earlier, he was the happiest that I had heard him in a long time. So I'm now starting the second verse saying, Dear Onika, don't stress, you're blessed. Today is 12/3/23, which is the actual date I wrote that second verse, because I was too emotional to even listen to the freaking first verse to write it. So it sat for months.
Wow.
And then when I start saying, set me free, I'm talking as the inner child. But the last line is what confused a lot of people, because I said, you've already made your peace with me. One day you have to forgive mommy. But she knows you know too much already. No, I'm talking about my own mother. So the inner child is like, don't come over here telling me, well, we good. We made a peace.
Right.
But you still have to forgive mommy. And then I tell her, but she knows, you know too much already. Because I remember as a kid, I knew way too much. I saw way too much. And then what happens is, I don't know what your relationship is like with your parents, Ebro. But a lot of times what happens is that we grow up in a situation where our parents don't take accountability. Okay. And they don't realize that that's not okay. Because you can't actually have a healthy relationship without accountability. There's no relationship on earth that works without accountability. That's right. So that's what that's about.
What I'm gonna say about a lot of parents, what I notice is it really depends how they was raised. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, the way they was raised is gonna have a lot to do with how they raised you. If they wasn't raised properly, you gotta give them what I would call a little bit of, like, understanding that they went through stuff in their life too. No one's perfect, and a lot of times when you see people as an adult that have issues, you could trace it back to stuff that happened to them in their childhood. And just give you an example, my dad didn't raise him. You feel what I'm saying? So when it came to me, he didn't raise me, and I gave him a pass, like, because it happened to you. Yeah, and it's like it happened to you. So I'm pretty sure his dad. You feel what I'm saying? It was something that probably was just being passed along. That's why it was important to me when I had kids to stop that. Yeah. It stops here with me because it's just at the end of the day, everybody need their parents in their life. You feel what I'm saying? But if they not in the right situation, you got to give them a pass. Like if they on drugs or they alcoholics, you can't hold them to a standard. Of course, you wish they wouldn't have gotten into that stuff, but they into that stuff. You got to kind of give them a pass. I feel like some people be overly hard on their parents. They're humans. When you got kids, you understand. I go do stuff too. My kid might not look at me like I'm the perfect dad. I make mistakes too. You know what I'm saying? And when he's a parent, he's going to make mistakes too. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's almost like a 60-40 rule in my head, because like you have what you want to, in your mind, how you want your kids to be, how you want to raise them and such. But I feel like, sort of like you said, like people go through things, and whether they see it or not, it really affects their life. So you're only going to get so much of what it is that they want to give, because that work has been done already. Right. And unless they make a internal change and address that, it remains.
Facts.
I love it.
Thank you.
Would you say that's one of your more personal, emotional records?
The most personal, emotional song.
Yes.
How scary was that for you to share with us?
So scary. I think a lot, to be honest, I always feel like I have to give my fans, my core fans, an update when I come back out with an album. And I think the last two took a lot longer because of the events that took place between the albums. And every time I'm about to put out an album, I have to reconcile in my head the gain, the pros and the cons of sharing this, and why am I sharing this, and how is it going to make me feel? Am I going to be able to listen to this back for the rest of my life? But I always feel I have to start somehow by telling them what has been going on, so that they have a perspective, because they don't. A lot of times they're just assuming what they think. I just sit in the house all day and just like have, I don't know, maids and nannies and butlers and shit. You understand? Most people.
That was crazy that she said that when she was talking about, because we said the same thing, because she said her dad was going to come cook for her, and they was eating fast food. It was like, yo, we thought you had people to cook in your house. And then when she said that she couldn't record like that because of her son, we was like, yo, we thought you had babysitters and stuff in your house watching the kids. But like she said, people are going to fill in the blanks until she come out and put in a song or in an interview and be like, oh, I was wrong, because we just fill in the blanks if we don't know.
Yeah, because it's just, you can see why people assume it.
You got the bag.
You got the bag. You got the bag.
If I had the bag, I know what I'll be doing with the bag.
You know what I'm saying? Every time we see you, it's another Lambo that cost the price of 2 or 3 Lambos. You know what I'm saying?
And she bought Funny Marco a Lambo.
You know what I mean? You're living good. So it's fair to say, like, okay, even where she records at, like where she gets her peace and solace at, you know how much it costs to be there? Yeah, they're talking about Malibu. Come on, bro. Yes. So it's not wrong to assume that maybe somebody watched the case. Yeah, but I give her that much more respect to say that she took the time to say, I'm going to take care of my babies myself.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, you give her extra points for that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's almost kind of like when you think about with Kanye's daughter, when she came to Kanye's house and she went back to mom, like, daddy don't got no security. He lives in an apartment. We ate oodles and noodles. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need all this. We could bring it down here and still be happy. Yeah.
People think that. They don't think of me as a human being. And so with my fans, because I have a very different relationship with them and they really do know me, I give them an update. And then they get to be like, oh, okay, well, they can put some things together.
You have, one of the most active, notorious, engaged fan bases in the history of fandom, probably, right? But as you just articulated, you guys have a deep relationship. You care for them. They care for you. You also have always talked to me about caring for hip hop, right? Like you care to be dope. You care to take care of hip hop. You care to contribute to this culture that we've all grown up with and loved so much and provided us jobs,
exactly.
And all type
put food
of
on the table for our children.
That shit, right? And you fought to be dope. right? As well as, like you said, expand your brand beyond just being a rapper, but being an icon and being seen in fashion and being all of the things. Is this a conscious effort, or is this just, are we always just getting Nicki? Like, is this work, or is this just
Nicki?
It's Nicki. You just getting Nicki when you hear the music. The other stuff is work, and some of it is play. I mean, let's face it. This is my fucking job. I have to have some sort of fun. Like, if it means, you know, making fun of these hoes and like, why the fuck not?
Bitches, they your sons.
Yes, every chance I have. So, I mean, the thing is,
She said, yo, she be calling these other people her sons. And it's like crazy because we adapted that too, because in this reaction game, we be seeing everybody copying us. If they react, 9 times out of 10, they still in our sauce in some kind of way or fashion. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just more than visible. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be saying the same thing now. I'll be like, man, look at my sons out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my Nicki shit. Like, yo, look at my sons. Like,
I realize though, it's like a movie. They've made me the bad guy, so I've welcomed the challenge. You know why?
Like you said, everybody need a bad guy.
It's because I know I can accept that challenge. None of them can. None of them would be able to do it.
Facts.
So
I'll accept the challenge.
They've made me the bad guy in this movie that we're in.
But you know you're loved, right? Even if you're the bad, you know you're appreciated and loved. Do you know that?
Right. By my fans, absolutely, yeah.
But just by hip hop in general, do you think that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I have never met a person has fixed their lips to say Nicki's not dope.
Okay.
So like that narrative, like I've never, like people might be like, I don't personally listen to her albums, but they know skill wise.
Right.
And is that for you as someone who came up in this game and fought to have respect right next to the dudes, right? The only woman that's ever been on a record with Hov and Ye and M and fucking Carrie, right? That's what matters to you. I think that's what matters. Has always mattered to you.
Always.
The most.
Always has. Always has mattered to me that whether you knew how I look, whether you knew where I was from, whether you knew
Queens.
if I was a male, female, whatever. All that mattered to me was that are they liking my raps? And somewhere along the line that shifted. And it's everyone's fault. As a whole, as our culture, like why would it's insane to go backwards.
Right.
And I'm keeping it 1,000. Like, because when I think about the people who inspired me, I can still pull from them right now. That's why Biggie, rest in peace, he seems to always make his way on my projects, and I didn't even realize that. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank God I had those kinds of people that right now I can still pull inspiration from them when I don't have anything to pull from. Whether it's Biggie, whether it's Jay, whether it's Foxy, whether it's Wayne, whether it's Lauryn Hill, because they were so great that I don't care about any of Biggie Smalls' videos or Lauryn Hill's videos.
Right, the music.
I care about the music. When I was riding on the train to school, I had my CD player and my headphones. I didn't give a shit about what any of them looked like.
Right.
And it's just, it kind of has become a little, whatever. But
the game's changed.
It's changed. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with change.
No.
There's nothing wrong with change. As long as, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, nobody has to agree with it. It's one opinion. I think as long as people who are supposed to keep shit real, then the circle of life keeps going. Right. But what happened was, somewhere along the line, motherfuckers stopped doing that. Hyping up whackness, hyping up weakness, hyping up whack shit, male and female.
Talk about it.
And that's what happened. And then when I speak on it, I look like, no. Y'all just don't want to hear the truth because y'all know y'all don't really belong.
Right.
Because a rapper that belong rises to the challenge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was having so much writer's block and dealing with, being a mom and losing my father and losing a couple other people that were really close to me. But when Drake sent me Seeing Green, even though I went down in my studio 3 different times, I got it done. I pushed myself to be better. I was mad at myself for being, like, I'm like, am I late? Like, what is wrong? Like, what's happening?
Right.
But I know one thing. I knew I was going to send him back a motherfucking verse he was going to motherfucking love.
Right.
That's what it is. Sacrifice, too, about, like, it's your passion. The fucking best basketball player in the world, the best boxer in the world, they sacrifice. Why? Because they want to be the best. So why is it in music there's no trade anymore?
Well, it's always like this world we exist in. I've dealt with it.
I think that really like shows and like the artwork, the amount you produce, if you really love it. And I'll give you an example. Like we was coming up, Lil Wayne. You remember Lil Wayne was just dropping. You feel what I'm saying? You don't drop like that unless you love what you doing. And just give you an example. A couple of days, I was thinking about reactions. You'd be hard pressed to find people that drop as much as we drop, and it's because I love doing this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I generally love doing this shit. You already know what time is it right now. It's 8:42 in the morning. We in the studio because we love what we do. It's like when we get up, we already know this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna come in the studio. We're gonna bang out some videos. Nobody's forcing me. No one's forcing you. This is generally what we like to do. We generally like to create. And with us, it's not even about the numbers. Sometimes about numbers, but I don't care about the numbers. Like with us, I say it all the time. It's about a frequency. I'm just trying to put a frequency out in the world. Whatever happens with that frequency happens in that frequency. But even people be telling me like, Trey, you make too many videos. Calm down. I can't even stop from making so many videos.
Right.
You might be like, yo, we're only doing 8 now. Now we're only doing 6. And then today we got 10 on the schedule. The other day we dropped 13. It's because we just love what we're doing.
Yeah, when you're a creator, that's what you do. You create.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
I love to create.
Yeah.
Like whether it's videos, whether it's music, and I understand exactly what they're saying because there'll be times where people be like, man, when do you ever play that saxophone? Like if you only knew the amount of times it's 8 hours of just random scales and stuff like that. So that when I'm in that position where it just comes out, you know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of respect for like the studio, the artistry, the time they put in. And especially when you have somebody who's being so vulnerable on the project, man. I like the fact that she's explaining what it is that was her motivation for this project as it lines up.
Yeah, it's because it's like in the rap game, you can't really look at like peers to get motivated because the music that's out right now is not really what she does. You know what I'm saying? So to find motivation, she gotta go back into our era where people is really rapping like the way she's trying to rap because the game changed and it's always gonna keep changing. I feel like it's kind of like a reboot like right now, like because everything's down. But I remember this time when it was like this in hip hop before. It reminded me of like when the people we grew up to started dying out, like Jeezy, Jim Jones, Cameron, 50 Cent. They all just started going down, and then the next generation came out with 21 Savage, Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? Like the next generation of rappers started to come up, and I feel like that's the time we are now. Like the people that was popping in 21s, the little babies, they're coming down now. But there's always another generation. I'm not saying they're gonna be whack or not, but it feel like it's in another reboot. Like we was in that reboot with music.
Yeah, like I sitting here listening to Nicki, it's just like, dang, it's a lot that was going on. It feels like her, from what I'm listening to her talk, it feels like her inspiration is her family. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the motivation. You know what I'm saying? And then when you hear her talk about like the people who she looked up as like her inspiration, like you said, it's like digging in the crates, finding that sound, finding that frequency, finding that energy, so that it inspires her to put out the sound that she has.
And from what I heard her just say when she said, like she's just trying to make music she could hear over and over again. It's what we be talking about. She's looking for timeless music. Yeah. She's not looking for this music that the song gonna be. We're gonna listen to it. We're gonna react to it one time, and we're never gonna listen to that song again because it was nothing to listen to.
No substance.
You feel what I'm saying? But she's from the what's her name? Where you could pull up a Biggie and it's still dumb. You could pull up Tupac, it still goes in. You could pull up 50 Cent, Many Men, and it still goes in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what she on.
Put it for 30 years in this game where it's like, oh, that's what the people are saying they like now? All right. So, boom. You play it for them. Mm-hmm. You're always constantly fighting like, yo, here's that real, though. Y'all need to love this real.
Really?
Here go this real.
Really?
Here go this real.
Really?
Yeah.
You personally be fighting for this real? The real?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. She's like,
Absolutely.
really?
So, speak your mind, Nicki.
Because I know you are a fan of, rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I am a fan of rap. But I'm also a fan of, great songs in general.
Oh, yeah, no. I ain't gonna, no.
She like Negro. You wanted to head people at Hot 97.
Yeah.
Only thing we hear coming out Hot 97 right now is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. She hit him right the bottom.
Right, the program director. Yeah. You said what goes on Hot 97.
You say what's real. You say what's real.
I wish you would have.
So I want to. Are you really fighting for the real? Because you say what's real, and what I'm hearing ain't real.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's definitely people who are not great rappers. They can land on a good song.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
They can land on a good song.
There's nothing wrong with that. And I want to make that very, very clear. Making a song is a very difficult thing to do consistently, and making hits consistently, that's a very difficult thing to do. So I would never downplay that.
Well, and your ability to do all of it is why I think this album, and if people haven't got to it yet in their own brain, I think they're there.
Right.
That you are, hands down, the most consistent woman we've ever seen in rap. And you've taken it farther and been delivered. This album, I'm serious. We just watched Beyonce work that Renaissance album for a year and a half. That joint was out. Then she went on tour, was still on tour. It was a year old. Just now put out the movie 18 months from, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what this Pink Friday 2 is.
Thank you.
This is that level.
Thank you.
Timeless music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's different.
It's not something that came in 1 week, we listened to it, and
it's not something that's like, I want to bump this, but you know what I'm saying? Can I really bump? Nah, turn that thing on.
Yo, we was in the car. You throwing 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Beat. On your own time. Wasn't reacting.
Yeah.
Just because you wanted to hear it, because it's timeless music.
Timeless music.
But on the song, making songs and still barring it up on the songs, how do you, beyond just pushing yourself, is it all you all the time? Because I've seen you work where it's just beat and you're locked in at that laptop.
Some cranberries and almonds.
Yeah.
Don't forget the cranberries and almonds.
Right? For days on end trying to get it right. Is that still the mode of operation where it's just you and that laptop? Or you?
I don't use the laptop no more. And I stopped, well, I don't think I used to do this at that time when I was with the laptop. I started doing more just laying a reference.
Got it.
To get the melody and my voice and all that other stuff down first, because I have a lot of different things.
Voice changes, inflections, like where you want to put certain shit.
Right. So I started doing that first now. So mostly it's me and my engineer, Juice. He's been my engineer. He actually he engineered Super Bass because he was working with Estrogen at the time. And then
I think that's what the song Super Bass Nicki said that she don't like and she don't plan on performing no more. But me, I always liked the Super Bass since it came out.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Got that super. I don't know why she don't like it. It's a banger to me.
That's one of them ones, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think I seen a video or something. She said she not performing that song no more. She's like, I don't like it. I'm like, it's a dope song.
It's a dope one.
Like a year or two later, he became my engineer since. He's amazing. I love him. But it's usually just me and him in the studio. Well, do you know the person Tate Cobain on the song with Lil Wayne, R&B? Yeah. He's signed to my label. And he's
super talented.
Very, very talented. And in fact, he brought that song to me. So when that song came, that hook was already on it.
You talking about R&B?
Yes. He had a hook and a verse on it. And I'm like, oh, I love this.
I like this.
There have been two people, key people, I think, new to this album that I haven't worked with like that before. And Tate is the person that also, he sent me Red Ruby.
Oh, that's my John.
However, listen to when the magic really shifted. Is when I got back to the drawing board of just getting the beat. I don't want to hear your chorus. I don't want to hear you rapping on anything you send me. In fact, a couple years ago, I stopped even listening to things that people would send me with them rapping on it. Because
when people do stuff like that, you as an artist, it messes with your creativity. You just want to hear nothing on it and just create. Just sort of highlight the same thing we do right here. We don't watch these videos. I don't want anything to influence me. I want everything to be on spot, whatever I feel emotionally when they talk and when the music comes on. I want all that authentic. And it's the same thing she's saying. You don't want to hear it because it messes up the creative process. Because you might hear that the person flow and you might go with their flow. You would never went with that flow if you never heard that. Right. So I get what she's saying.
You want to be able to create and formulate your own ideas without having walls around you. Yeah. And if there's already a hook, if there's already a chorus, if there's already like certain aspects of things that are there, like you're no longer just free. Yeah. You got walls around you, so you're walking down a hallway now instead of walking in a wide open field.
Yeah, because it's like if you hear somebody flow right, you would have probably already did that flow without even listening to them. But because you heard they flow, you're like, I don't want to bite their flow, so let me do something completely different. So it's putting you in a box. Even like when we was reacting, and we seen people stealing stuff we would do, and I would look at it, and you was like, yo, Trey, stop looking at them. We know they're stealing at this point, so just stop looking at them because it makes you dull. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, because now you're trying not to do certain things that you would normally do because you don't want to look like yourself.
Myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I get where she's coming from that. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
I'm like,
you don't want to look like yourself.
Are you auditioning for a feature or are you sending something for my album, a beat, a hook? You understand? Right. And then they would be paying so much attention to their rap, there would be no hook, so there would be no song. Right. So I had to explain to certain people that would want to work with me, like, hook, where's the hook? Okay, bye. But what I went back to is just going back to the beat and making up whatever I wanted to make up. Right. On Pink Friday, I always say this. On Pink Friday, I made up Did It On Him hook. I made up Moment for Life hook. I was getting the beats and just vibing out and deciding what I want this song to be about. Right. One more thing. ATL Jacob at the last couple months.
He did that banger, Future Drake, the African chick. I'm away from it. And they was in there with the swords and stuff. Yeah. He made that beat. ATL Jacob. Oh, yeah, he's from Atlanta. He did some stuff with Drake. He's huge. I think he did some stuff with Meek. So he's on his way up, but he's in them circles, them top circles you need to be in. Yeah.
I thought my album was about to be like done. Walks into the studio one day, and it changed every fucking thing.
Cause he gave you fuck the club up.
Him coming to the studio and me being able to hear these amazing music.
And that's such a banger. I seen somebody yesterday. I be always scouring the internet to see what's going on. And they had a dance video. Remember, like choreographed dance? We did one of them. I forgot what song we did at Nicki's when the girls was dancing. We did one of the song, but it was like choreographed dance, and they did it to fuck the club up. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely want to check it out because I want to see what they did with this song as far as the dancing.
Yeah, I want to check that one out
for sure.
The cool beats with these drums.
Do.
It tapped me back into me, where I was getting those beats and just making up. I wish that I could have this moment for life. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like I'm trying to make a hit. Oh, can somebody help send me a hit? Can somebody send me this? No.
It's just coming that fire.
It's just coming from my heart.
Right. So you got Drake on your album. There was like talk that you were supposed to be on For All the Dogs. And then people were disappointed.
Yes.
What was supposed to happen versus, or was just all that just internet shit?
Well, he told the fans at his tour that I was gonna be on his album.
Right.
And actually, the song he was talking about was me though.
On the album.
But he ended up feeling like sonically
Didn't fit.
it didn't match For All the Dogs. And I, from day one, felt like it matched Pink Friday too.
Let me get that, bro.
But
And that's great that we reacted, because we reacted to For All My Dogs and we reacted to Nicki joint. And I would say that song definitely goes better on Nicki project. The For All the Dogs, I don't even really see that song fitting on the album.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
In my mind, I'm like, where would you slide that?
Yeah,
way?
you feel what I'm saying? Me too. And I feel like it went perfect on Nicki. So I feel like she fell.
But even before that, so long ago, like I remember joking with Juice and I think D-Biggs, my homeboys. I was like, yo,
D-Riggs.
maybe, you know what? You never know. Maybe something happens and it'll get to be on my album. And this was probably almost a year ago. I first heard that song in Trinidad, when I was in Trinidad for Carnival. So that was in February.
Trinidad.
And as soon as I heard it, like I played it like glam. We were there doing everything, so they heard it too. Everybody loved it, and I wanted it for my album. Yeah. So it was just God's timing. Right. He asked me, did I want it for my album? And I was like, absolutely. So the fans were mad, thinking that.
I think they just wanted you. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
I think it was more along the lines of like. Where's our girl?
Because he didn't tell them, that there was a change, and I didn't either. But yeah, I mean, you know what? It worked out for the best. He did also send me another song, but I wanted our next song to be just Dricky, me and him, and that is what Needle is, and it just makes Needle is just the perfect Drake and Nicki song.
No, it's that.
Thank you.
It's a bop for sure. Everybody's going crazy. People, now the way, what's the line you say? Another year, another Vince Lombardi.
Hardest line on that song.
She cooking.
Yeah.
And the way you dance on that track, and shout out, all the
facts. I say that's like one of my top 3 songs on the album. That song, I don't know which place. I have to listen to the album again to know exactly where to place everything. But I know that song was definitely top 3, and everybody remember that line, Vince Lombardi. And another reason it stands out to me, because somebody commented on that, like, y'all was the only one to catch that, and I was like, see, what you talking about, Vince Lombardi? Like, I heard Nicki say that plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? So
the Jersey kids is like, yo, Jersey Club, they open. They are super open. I would love to hear from you about this tour.
Okay.
Right? Because you haven't been out on tour in
a while, a long time.
And that's dope, because before we started reacting, I think I said in another video, if Nicki was on tour, I would not have went. Like, no shade towards Nicki. I wouldn't have went to Nicki. I knew about her music, but I didn't really know about Nicki like I know about her now. But if she have a concert, I already checked. It's coming to Baltimore. It's going to be in New York. I'm definitely going to one of the shows to see what it's like, because I know I'm enjoying it.
Have a good time.
Facts.
Straight up.
Time. Over.
And the Barbs is outside.
They outside.
Yeah, over 5 years.
And this is world.
Barbs.
I'm about to say, you gotta take a moment. Gotta take a moment.
The Barbers are outside, and not only they outside, they actually reach out, which is dope, and they from like all over the world. Just the other day, I was telling you about, I had a barb hit me from Morocco, and I was like, they listen to Nicki in Morocco?
Yeah, they listen to Nicki in Morocco.
She was like, Nicki's international, and I was like, yo, that's dope. So it was like, dang, the barbs are just everywhere.
Yeah.
Facts.
Why? I mean, you've given us, I think, domestic dates so far, right?
Domestic and Europe.
There's some Europe in there.
Yeah, some Europe in there so far.
Anything for South America, Australia, Japan?
Oh, we always end up going to Australia. Normally end up going to Japan as well. Well, I went to Japan my first go around. I loved Japan.
Oh, that makes me...
Yeah.
Nah, because it was more the conversation that I had with the girl from Morocco. Because I was saying, like, yo, when Nicki come around here, I'm going to one of her concerts. And I was like, yo, you ever been to a Nicki concert? She was like, Nicki never came to Morocco. Or she's not even coming to Morocco. You feel what I'm saying? So when they said that, it made me think of that. Like,
right.
Incredible.
But, yes, we would like this time to expand. But
Morocco.
I do want to definitely do South America.
Morocco.
Because they always hit me up.
And you got some big Latin records too.
The Karol G song was huge.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Karol
Shout out to Karol G, yes.
Karol G.
She got something with Karol G?
I was about to say, bro, how did that one slip by? Okay. We got coming out.
Hold on, give me a second. I ain't never know that. Let me look this joint up. Karol G. Yeah, we definitely doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
messed up the
no,
whole-
it's that.
Thank
It's
you.
a bop for sure. You know, everybody's going crazy. People yo.
Oh, let me calm down. Okay, so as soon as I heard the beats, it was towards, like I said, the end of the album when ATL Jacob was bringing in these things, and I was kind of like just making up the hooks and stuff from scratch. And so it started getting more personal then. And I had this very personal verse on there. We thought about him.
Hey, hold up. That's huge, bro.
Yeah.
You know how much Nicki reactions we did? You know how many Karol G reactions we did? And nobody never said, boop, boop. Yo, they have a song together.
Yeah, that's the part. They say everything in the comments. Y'all didn't say that? That's wild.
See, J. Cole is somebody that my fans have been asking me to work with for 10 years. And, you know, he and I think, are both probably antisocial. So, you know, the chances of...
Every time I see a Nicki interview, it's just her talking the whole interview.
Yeah.
So when she say I'm antisocial, it'd be like hard to believe. Like every time I see you, you talk and you talk well, you talk knowledgeable. So when she say antisocial, I'm like, then
I can see it though, because she's less. Even when she's interacting, she's less interactive. She's like, let me just say what I gotta say and get this out, boom, real quick, to be done with it. She seems like she likes to be in her thoughts.
right.
Running into either one of us are slim.
Never seen Nicki quiet.
And so we just never had like a communication anyway. So, but this time, because he had been active, he just started coming out. Like I could tell, he in work mode. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of features right now.
Yeah, and doing and just you know, really shining and having this glow. And I was like, you know what? Let's hit him up and see. Right. And he came to the studio in Malibu. And I said, I want to play your song on one condition. And he said, what? I said, you have to listen in the headphones first before the big speakers. And he said, okay. I put my headphones, I gave it to him, and he was just like bopping. Like, you know, I could tell he was feeling it.
Feeling the beat.
And he was like, this is really personal. I almost feel like I shouldn't be hearing it.
Wow.
And I said, oh, I understand. It's okay. He was like, no, that's dope. Like, I love that. And I was like, oh, okay. In my head, I was like, oh my God, yikes. But I was very busy, and he was very busy. And he was saying that he was about to be traveling, and I was saying I have to turn in this album. So I didn't think we were going to have a lot of time to talk or to vibe. So he had said, you know what, if I'm feeling it, I'll do it as soon as I get there. I'll do it on the spot.
Right.
So he was like, you know what, let me take it with me. So I figured that meant that he wasn't feeling it and he wasn't going to do it. So I was just like, okay. And then 2 days later.
I think sometimes Nicki be forgetting who she is.
Yeah.
It's an honor to work with you. You're not your regular artist. You like one of the biggest artists in the world, and it's a privilege to work with you. You know what I'm saying?
She just seems really humble.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like, even with the whole persona of her being as big as she is and about the money and all this other stuff, it seems like when you really get to the core of who she is, she's a really humble individual.
Yeah, I can tell that, and it's good to see. But sometimes we all gotta remember like who he is, and like Nicki put in a lot of work. She's literally a queen out here, and I feel like anybody that works with her, it's like almost like with Nicki, I look at her like a Kanye West. Like, when they hit you to be on their album, it's a blessing. They can have anybody on their album. So when they giving you a call, that mean like they feel like you're one of the top artists in the game.
Right. It's a reason.
Yeah, that they hit you.
I was like, what the hell? Because I felt like it was I had sat down on the couch with a therapist, and then they put everything in the song, and I kind of felt like a little bit violated. Like
I felt violated.
But you know,
But it works.
art, beautiful,
It works. It's fire.
so dope, and I'm so appreciative of him, and also his aura.
Mad positive, right? Light,
So-
shining light.
You know what she talking about?
So good.
The
So
artist she talking about.
good. Like leaves back a good aura. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like what she was saying, like with the therapy session, and they put it in the song. That reminded me of R. Kelly. That's how R. Kelly would do. You know, R. Kelly was writing for everybody, but he would just come talk to you, and while you talk to him about your relationship, and you come back here and have a whole song about the conversation that y'all had. Like that's when artists are just on a different level, when they could take your emotions and make a song about you, and it resonates with you, but somebody else wrote it.
Yeah,
He's that type of artist, and that's what I feel like she's talking about. Like with this artist, they on that type of level, just to take anything. T-Pain was another one that was good at doing stuff like that, just taking the conversation and turning it into a song. And that's what the great ones can do.
Yeah, because that's what you really want to do. You want to be able to tap into real feelings, real emotions.
Yeah.
And there's no better way to tap into a real feeling and real emotions than a real situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's a relatable situation, something that can go across to anybody of any color and appreciate any genre of music.
Yeah.
They're just going to appreciate life.
Yeah, that's dope.
that's dope. And
She said at the same time I was like, that's
he
dope.
never seemed to me. He never struck me as a person that I would ever have like a conversation with. Far less a whole song with that I love on my album. But here we are. After I played him that song, I played him "Fuck the Club Up." I was like, yo, I don't like playing my music, but I'll let you hear another song, right? So I played him that, and when that second verse came in, his reaction is why that song is so high up. Because Drake had originally loved that song. While he was working on his album, he was thinking about, like, you know, if that could fit for his album as well. Because I sent it to him when I did it, because I loved the beat. But I was like, I wasn't sure about the chorus. So then when J. Cole was listening to it, and he was like bopping, and then the high heels on, like when that dude saying Gabbana and that shit dropped, if you would have seen him, like, it was the most beautiful, like, it was the dopest fucking thing, because he was just like, and then he looked at me like, and he said, I've never heard anything like that before. I've never heard that before.
J. Cole's another GOAT who's in that same lane as Nicki when they shoot for timeless music. I'm not making a song to be hot for a week or two. I'm making this. If you throw this on 5 years from now, you're still gonna be able to relate and vibe to this song. And I put J. Cole in that. J. Cole one of my GOATs right now.
Yeah, real talk. Because I feel that way too. Like, he's not just out to just keep up with somebody made a song this week, I gotta make a song this week. It's like when he really takes pride in his projects.
Right.
And when you hear him, I don't care who I've heard on a track with Cole, it's always been one that's like,
Cole carried it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Think about it. What haven't you heard before? Like, it's simple words. But what struck me as so dope was that he couldn't articulate. He was just like, I never heard that before. Like, I never, like, but that's what made me go, oh, this is something that I should just leave the fuck alone. And you know what I said to him? I said, yeah, I like this song. I know I bodied the verse, and I know the beat is hard and fuck, and you know, da-da-da. And he was like, yeah, you know. I was like, but I don't like the chorus. I was like, because, you know, like, you wouldn't be able to play it on radio. And he was like, who cares?
Right.
He was like, man, fuck the radio.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because who listens to the radio anymore?
Exactly.
No one. So who cares about playing something for the radio?
People try to control their own frequencies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is definitely a dope one.
Yeah. He said, fuck the radio.
And I was like, you're right.
Fuck the radio.
Fuck the radio.
That's how the dope shit is made.
You don't like that? He radio.
Like, come on, man.
He know,
it's real talk.
He know radio's dinosaur. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this all I got though. We out here saying fuck the radio.
Yes. And then do I mean, why the fuck this is not something I'm putting out to be as a single. This is something as a part of a body of work, and I didn't even want to put out singles. I purposely don't have videos out because I want y'all to listen to the music.
Yeah.
Nicki,
yeah.
Obviously.
Talk about it. Sometimes people get so caught up in the visualizations of these videos, they miss the content. It's very easy to do because you're like, oh man, that's hot, or oh she's bad, or oh this is, and the content of the music is what gets missed. And I like how she said that. I purposely didn't make any visualizations because I wanted you to listen to the music.
Nicki, I listen to the music. I still listen to the music. Now give us some videos.
We've been through a lot that we've witnessed in the game, right? And now that you are top of the food chain,
okay,
in the game, there's this critique of Nicki that's like, how come she's always picking on people? How come she don't just embrace everyone? How come she's always in some shit?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell.
Great question.
Ebro.
Yes.
If you go there.
If you go there.
I'm gonna go there. I'm not in the mood.
That's my baby. If you go there, I'm going there with you.
Well, no, I
go there,
what's your
bro.
response to those people who have that critique?
Where are they? Are they in here?
No, they're on the internet.
Well, then let's
These are
talk.
internet.
Call them and let's talk. I'll talk to them personally. I don't talk to the internet. That's the problem. It's a problem.
Cowgirl.
He switched that thing quick. Cowgirl.
Hell of a transition.
You made some pop records.
Cowgirl.
Oh my gosh, what is it with this word? Do you tell men that they've made pop records?
Absolutely.
Who? When's the last man you've told you've made pop records?
Drake.
When?
You don't need to talk to Drake.
I got him.
Nigga, you don't talk to Drake. You think I don't know that?
Right. Drake?
No, when you talk to him, nigga. Nicki's, I like Nicki.
You know, I'll be honest. This record is phenomenal. Some records are meant to be mainstream and pop.
Yes, okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love that song, Cowgirl. Just featuring Lourdes.
Who's Lourdes? I'm not familiar.
Lourdes is another dope addition to the Heavy on It family.
So this label is brolic.
Oh, we heavy on it. Very heavy on it. Everywhere we heavy on it.
On Barbie Dangerous.
I don't even know nothing about her artist, but I think a good alley hoop after this album, after she get everything, squeeze everything she can out of it, do a album with your artist, like Jay-Z Dynasty album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where you just letting you on there here and there, yeah, but you're just let us hear the artist.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
I think that's a dope way to introduce the artist too, because you know what I mean. I think sometimes people steer away from it just because they don't want to look like a shadow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a dope introductory because it's like, oh, you connect the dots. You're like, this is why.
That's what Lil Wayne did with them when they had that old album, Tiger, J Mills, Nicki. The Young Money, they had an album that came out, and then Bedrock was on there. I can make you Bedrock, and I think that was dope. And the reason why I said it, not to bring his name up, because I know the Barbs don't like this nigga, but Meek Mill, he got an album coming out with his artist, and it's called La Familia, and that's about to drop soon. I don't know if you heard about that or not, but Meek got the album coming out, and I think it's dope because when you put your name on it, it gives people more of a reason to check out your artist. Like the lady, she said, if she just drop a song, nobody's really gonna check it out. But if it's her and Nicki, it sounds like what 50 Cent did with G-Unit. You know, when G-Unit first came out, 50 Cent was in all of their first singles because he knew it would bring more attention and more eyes. Especially what he did with Game. This is how we do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear it. I want to see what the artist sound like because I'm pretty sure her artist is gonna be dope. But she's saying she don't like what's going on in the industry with these other artists.
Yeah, that's
let's see what your artist is doing and what sounds y'all going for.
I feel like that's the reason why her artist might be all the way left because she did point out like she doesn't like where music is. She doesn't like where it's going. That's why she's digging in the crates.
I don't think nobody likes where music is going right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like Nicki said, like we say because we know this reaction, like it's 40% down. Like most of the stuff is flopping. The stuff that's doing good is not really stuff that we consider good. Like the last two songs that go viral in America was Little My Boo, Fabio Foreign. Then you had Little My Boo and Christian Rock, and then you had that Christian Rock song that we thought sucked.
Yeah.
They ate us up in the comment section about that song. Y'all don't like this? That is ass, and I feel like Nicki, and I was telling them, that's the problem with hip hop.
Yeah.
This shit is ass, and y'all saying this is hot. Why is this going viral? This is not a good song. And me as a reactor, I'm gonna tell you, this sucks.
Yeah,
I don't care what your fan base feel about it. Yo, that sucks, and that's the problem with hip hop, and that's why it's 40% down. Yeah. And we know what's going viral in hip hop, and we be like,
yeah, I mean, it's just viral. Like, it's like if I'm selling steaks, and you buying steaks, oh, they smell good, and then I just go put some dog poop in the can and be like, here's your steak. You're not gonna eat it.
Yeah, if you want to go number wise, who's like technically one of the hottest rappers out right now is Lil Mabo. One of the hottest rappers out right now in America of numbers is Krishan Rock. One of the hottest people out right now, numbers wise, is Blueface girlfriend. And Blueface. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's talking about.
That's the reality.
Yes.
You do something that I really want people to study. Yes, you come in with the big...
Matter of fact, the song was Krishan Rock and Lil Mabo. The song she had to be like, he said, I took Blueface girl...
Something, Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah. That shit was ass.
Yeah.
Fly.
Real talk.
Cool. But then you add a different pocket and a different cadence while still... So I think that is something that I don't think a lot of rappers really study out here in the game. They might study like... some auto-tuning or, some punchline bars, but they don't study the percussive kind of pockets. Like you almost rap like you're an instrument as well. And then you change inflections and you don't stay in one space too long because you understand that people might get bored with that. So you're switching it up because you can carry that through a song and keep people tuned in as you understand that. Was that something you picked up? Was that a gem that was given to you in the recording process somewhere along the lines?
I think the other thing people forget about me a lot is I am a trained actress. So that is what I believed I would be doing. My acting obviously carries over into any and everything I do. The training.
Entertainment.
You know what I'm saying? Because
you've got to entertain. Like,
I never forget one time. I was talking to this man, and it was years ago. I had just moved to California, and he said to me, we were talking about Katy Perry's album Teenage Dream.
Didn't hear it.
And he was like, you know what it is about Katy Perry? It's like when she's singing, it's like, she's acting out the song with her voice. Like it's so, like it's so animated and it's so like, and I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I never thought about that, blah, blah, blah. But I went home and I listened to see where he was listening from, what space, what perspective. And I realized that, like...
He was dead on.
One person could say one thing. The same person could say those same 16 bars. And it's something that everyone wants to say, wants to repeat. Let me tell you this. I don't know if you'll understand how it correlates, but I hope you do. I was in the studio writing Fuck the Club Up, right? And I had already had the first verse. And the second verse, I'm just like pacing back and forth, like, what should I say? What should I say? Da, 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 da. And I'm overthinking it because I'm thinking like it gotta be so like, hard, and I need a bar and I need this and that. And I need to have this particular voice because it's such a hard beat. Mm-hmm. And then jokingly, I said to my friend, like, you know what? It's so crazy. I know, like back in the days, like what I would have said one is.
Back in the days.
You know what I'm saying? And I just being funny, jokingly, not even really thinking that I was about to leave that line there. Jokingly, I was like, yeah, because I don't be really saying raunchy stuff like that though, And then when the beat hit, I was like, high heels on my don't just on my cut me vitamins when I ride the dicky. And that line, I said, I stopped myself, critiqued myself, and said, yeah, because I don't be saying, so I wouldn't say that now. I would have said that back then, but I wouldn't say that now. I like cop me vitamins when I ride the dicky. Number one is pronounced Vetmon, and we know that, right? Mm-hmm. But we gonna call it vitamins because we ghetto. But
vitamins,
ghetto. And people think I'm saying cop me vitamins when I ride the dicky. I said no, I'm talking about vitamins, the clothes. But just when I tap back,
if you want me to ride that thing, Like a cowgirl, you gotta go buy me some clothes.
Captain Fettermans.
Like into that person. She told me exactly what to do to that. And that's the thing that everybody's reacting to. It's not a fucking crazy bar.
It's the personality.
Yes, it's the acting.
Yeah.
It's the high heels because now you can envision this. And now, not only envision, you want to repeat it. You want to be it. You want to be in the mirror and saying, hi. You want to do a video wearing your heel. That's what we do. Our culture. We influence the world.
That's
Everybody
a fact.
wants to be like us.
Facts.
They want to look like us. They want to talk like us. They want to act like us. So what that does, it says, it's a movie. It's like if you're watching a movie and all of a sudden that girl walked on the scene, you would sit up because you just finished hearing "fuck the club up," fuck the club. So you're not expecting no high heels on my and that's on my titsy. You're not expecting that, and it's different. It's fun. It's
interesting. It's entertaining.
It's authentic
captivating.
too.
Yeah.
Like
It's like I said, and that's what she gets. It's all about entertaining. And she's great at doing that. But I think that was just dope.
Yeah, to catch someone's attention and to keep it.
Yeah, Nicki always been like that to me. She always been animated. Ever since she first came out, she just been animated to me. So I can understand why they hit. People always like that from Nicki because I don't really know nobody else you would get animation from in the game.
Yeah, it's
females.
like a handful. It's like a handful. And
Name
if I'm
one.
thinking females,
Animation.
Only animated female I think of other than her is Missy.
Yeah, I'm not talking about out right now.
Yeah, but right now,
Yeah.
nah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it stands
Yeah.
out so much because nobody else is. That's just a Nicki lane.
Yep.
like, but it also has to be authentic, like to who you are.
Right.
Everybody has that, but their version of it.
Right.
And some people don't need to do that to paint the picture, like what J. Cole just did. He painted the picture, a complete portrait,
Vivid.
and really didn't change in functions. Almost was like just a conversation, like just a regular conversation. But you heard and understood every word.
That's how J.
And
Cole
it's
is.
painting a picture. It's so vivid.
Do you think people know how much you love other rappers? Do you think you get a bad rap, like you don't like other rappers? Because I know you like.
I don't know.
But it's like she said in another interview, and I agree with her. These are my coworkers. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody likes all their coworkers. It's like reactors are our coworkers. And when we see somebody copying, I'm like, look at this buster.
Right.
You gonna tell me I gotta like this guy that's stealing from me?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's like nobody likes their coworkers. I don't get why they feel like she gotta like all her coworkers.
Yeah, I mean, can't knock the hustle, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, nah,
Fuck out of here.
FOH.
So many rappers that I really, really, really care about as human beings too, outside of rap. And yes, tons of rappers. Well,
That's
I'm
the
a fan
album
of
I'm
rap.
talking
That's why
about.
I'm a rapper. So yes, I'm a fan of a lot of people,
Kendrick Lamar
a lot of
rap or
artists,
something.
female rappers, male rappers, and I have actual friendships with some female rappers. And it's so fucked up that like because I play that bad guy role, and I love it so much.
I love it.
But I always say, like, when I'm saying stuff, I'm not talking about the girls that I fuck with. And I know that they know that because they know me. Like, if you know me,
They know a
you
nigga.
know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people that feel hit dog, gon' holler, right?
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
That's
Like, there's so many girls and male rappers that I genuinely care about as human beings.
Right.
And artists. I love the culture. Most of the times when I'm like being sarcastic, people think I'm serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Again, because they don't know.
Your personality.
Well enough to know.
But you can't go around explaining every day. So you know what? If they misunderstand, they misunderstand. They'll catch up later. But as long as my fans like the music, that's all I care about.
Nicki, it was a pleasure sitting with you today.
It was a
got an
pleasure
apple
talking
mug.
to you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
I
giving
see
so
one of
much of your
those.
time too.
Thank you for having me.
Big dog.
And we're gonna expect to see you like, because when you're outside working, you're outside working.
Yeah.
And we're going to be seeing a lot of you, hopefully. The tour.
Facts.
Are we going to get videos to the album at some point?
Yes.
Yes. Will we
Thank
get
you.
a video to the Forward from Trini? For all the Caribbean massive.
I would love to. I
Yes,
knew
that
you
would
was
be
gonna
dope.
rock with that too.
Of
I
course,
know,
you know
like,
that.
I know New York gonna always get it. Yeah, I would love to.
At multiple points in the album, I forget the song, but you talk about moving to America. I started as, being an immigrant here, starting from the bottom, working your way up. At multiple points in the album, you remind people like, yo, I got here from zero.
Right.
You could do
From
it.
zero.
Yes, because I think a lot of, especially like a lot of new artists, I think they think that one day I just woke up and I was like a rich person that was saying I was I was the queen of rap.
I just woke up one day.
It's so bizarre. But yeah.
People,
a lot of work in.
people only know what they know and don't do research. You know the world we live in.
Yeah, it's okay. But little by little, you work and you continue to work, and eventually, if they like what you're doing, they'll research it and learn about you and rock with you.
Nicki Minaj, go get that Pink Friday too. Thank you so much, sis.
Go get
Thank
that.
you, brother. Love you.
Yes, bravo. Give it up to this lady, the greatest in the game.
The greatest in the game is TRE-TV. Let's get it.
This Lamar Wilson here, representing Ghetto Action News Network _. All lowercases.
No spaces.
You can find us on Facebook. And when you do, follow the page. Like the page. Share the page and come back. All right, I'm going to get right into this. This was a tough interview. We
Definitely.
had Ebro interviewing Nicki Minaj. Basically talking about Pink Friday 2. This was dope. I like how she found a way to, even when some of the certain questions were asked that we seen before,
Yeah.
to like give a little more insight, so it's not like regurgitating the same thing.
Yeah.
She's definitely has a colorful personality.
Definitely.
And the more I hear from her, the more like down to earth she seems.
Yeah.
I think that was
More likability she has.
Yeah.
Because if you're not like a Nicki fan, if you're not a Barb, Nicki's gonna be painted to you a certain type of way.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And then when you like listen to her talk, and it's like she's not what she was marketed to me as. And it's the same thing like Ebro was saying, because we all feel the same way. That's not a true Barb fan. Like the Barbs, like you want to think that she has a bad personality. You know what I'm
it's the
saying?
total
She gets
opposite of that.
along with no one, and she wants smokes with everybody.
Yeah, that's
know
what you would think.
But it's not when you just
But
hear her
it's not.
talk.
And so that's why I would say I think this was a really insightful, really good interview. He asked some great questions.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Nicki is just Nicki. Even when he asked her a question towards the middle of the interview, or he made a statement, and she still spoke her mind. F the radio.
Fuck the
You know what I'm
radio.
saying? Real talk. You gotta love it, man. What do you think about this?
I think it was a dope interview. I think Ebro did a good job. I don't know why coming into this, I thought Ebro wasn't gonna do a good job on this, because I never really seen a good interview from Ebro that pops in my head. But this right here definitely a good interview. Shout out to Nicki. She just talks so well, and she talks so thoughtful. Like she's just not spitting out a bunch of stuff. Everything is well thought out that she says, and I like that she do stuff like this, because it gives people a chance to get a different perspective from her, just stuff that's just on the internet or how stuff is painted to her. And it's just like, since we started reacting to Nicki, we just found out so much information about Nicki that we didn't know, and we just see it in a whole different light now. I know I do. I don't know about you, but like you said, this was a great interview. Can't wait to do that Karol G, Nicki.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do that.
She got something with what's the name, Cobalt? What's that? The Cobalt show or whatever?
Yeah. Chris Colbert.
Yeah, she got something with him, so that's something else for us to react to, and I can't wait to do that. But until then, it's your boy TRE-TV, and I'm out.